Hello everyone, Moshe, the Electric Israeli. Let's get right at it. I just finished listening to the Q2 results. And now I'll go over some important stuff, but to me, there are three major news, two of them for sure. And the first one is by far, no question about it, no doubt about it, is the FSD. And Elon Musk is talking about FSD being, now, he's a joke of the town by saying that this is going to be this year, but that's not the news. First of all, if you take a look at this great graph, it's one of my favorite graphs from Tesla. It calls every year. It's over 300 million miles. That's 500 million kilometers of FSD driving. So it's incredibly important. But the biggest news, beside the fact that he said that he's going to be ready this year, he is talking to some OEMs, okay, about licensing the FSD this year or very soon, I'm not sure, to a major OEM. We don't know who that is. That is a tremendous news. I told you in previous video, after the great victory of the supercharging, okay, the supercharging, and how Tesla is now opening it up to virtually every major car company in the United States, their standards to be used. The FSD is now going to be licensed to other companies. Let's just guess one. Let's take Ford, okay, or GM, doesn't matter. And now they are going to use this technology, the cameras and the computer and all that, in their cars. That is an incredible achievement. So that's huge story number one. Now the Cybertruck, that is probably going to be this year, meaning I'm going to show you some pictures of the Cybertruck. It's going to be probably produced this year, and small amount of delivers this year. It was very disappointing that nobody asked, and I was like, please, somebody ask. Nobody asked about like a handover date, like a delivery date. Nobody asked the question, so obviously we don't know what will be. So let me show you some of the pictures. Here it is, some of the pictures that Tesla showed on their report of the Cybertruck testing in water and mud, and this is the actual production line. And that is very interesting. And here's the first Tesla Cybertruck that was produced in Texas. So that's great. So this year, very disappointing. Where that there's no actual date of a handover. So that we don't know. So that's the Cybertruck. And then prices. Now there was a lot of questions about prices, about inflation, about predictability. So here I'm going to summarize it to you in few sentences. Basically, it has a lot to do with interest rate. I told you in my video before, it doesn't really matter the price of the car per se. It matters the monthly payment. So if the price is whatever that is, but the interest rate is so high, then the price of the car is much higher. All right. So Tesla, because they sell direct to consumer, they have actual a handle on what's going on around the world. In terms of supply and demand, okay, demand of the car, and what is it that they need to do. So that's what constitutes everything. So they can adjust the prices based on interest rate. They don't want to make the car more expensive for people because of interest rate. So if they lower the price just to accommodate some of these awful high interest rates that are going on. Now let's go over some others. To me, these are the three biggest news: the FSD, the Cybertruck, and the prices that hopefully should be stable. So I want to go over some of the important numbers. I love productions and deliveries, okay? So here are the productions, and I'll go from Q2 last year to Q2 this year. And as you see, the S and the X it's 19% year-over-year growth from 16,000 and change to 19,000 and change. Of course, the biggest differentiator is the 3NY that goes from 242,000 plus to 460,000 plus, and that is 90% year-over-year, and total from 258 plus to 279 plus, 86% year-over-year of all of that. Now, their deliveries, again, 19% for the S and NX from 16 to 19. Same thing, 87% increase from 238 to 446 plus, almost 447, 87%. And then, of course, the total 254 plus to 466 plus, 83% year-over-year. That is the number that we care about the most. All right. Now, more things that I wanted to share with you is this. This is my second or third favorite chart, is the capacity. So in California, as you can see, 650,000, 550 3NY and 100,000 of SNX. That's California. That is a very old factory. Shanghai is the star, 750, probably more, but that's what they say. Berlin, look at this increased number, 375 of Model Y. They are probably going to double the size of that factory, and 250 in Texas. Now, Cybertruck is tooling, that's what's going to happen. And then the semi and the new platform, he talked a lot about it before. Now, what else I'm going to show you? I showed this this is a great graph. My favorite, this graph of the FSD. And then we talked about the pictures. Now, let me just tell you a few things about other things that they spoke. Again, the questions were very disappointing, redundant, same question. He answered a question about FSD and Dojo in like 20 different ways, and they keep asking the same thing. So let me tell you what I extrapolated from all of it. Margin around the 10%, still talking about 1.8 million deliveries this year. There's some downtime for some upgrades. We talked about the FSD a revolution that's happening. The Dojo computer is going to create tremendous data. The Cybertruck is going to be very interesting. It says, great quote, big from the inside and small from the outside. Will fit in a traditional 22 feet garage, 19 feet length, and about 6+ feet of the bed of the vault. Supercharger, close to 50,000 superchargers. Close to 50,000 superchargers around the world, meaning connectors, about more than 5,000 actual stations. We talked about the FSD licensing, that's incredible. 4680, 80% Q quarter-over-quarter of production, and probably 10% more battery density of the 4680 that was going to be in the Cybertruck. 500,000 power walls. Another interesting, it's a big news. Everybody complain about, why can't I, let's say I have a FSD in my car and I want to upgrade to another car, why can't I take it with me? So there's going to be 1 quarter amnesty, Q3, that you can, if you have an FSD and you buy another car, you can transfer it this quarter alone, and then that amnesty is over. So that's very interesting. No news about Cybertruck prices. Nobody asked about Cybertruck, I don't think at all, about Cybertruck, the prices and all that. Also talked about 10 Optimus Prime robots that produced so far, but that's way down the future. We talked about prices and how real-time deliveries and real-time demand constitute the prices, plus interest rate, plus the cost of producing the car. So that's very interesting. They talked about the price. Again, there were 10,000 questions about Dojo and FSD. Amazing. He talked about the price of FSD. They said, why should you not reduce the price to FSD? It's very expensive, $15,000 now, went up and up and up. And he said that the car is going to be worth 5 times more once FSD is sold. Well, that's the next question. When is FSD sold? And he said, everybody makes fun of me because I keep saying it, but look, he feels that it's coming. And then geopolitics, of course, China, with all the tension with Taiwan, how is that going to impact? In Germany, there's a lot of uproar in Germany, especially from labor unions regarding Tesla's really hurting the automotive companies, especially VW, in terms of sales and all that, and have to let go of people. Well, I can say that's too bad. That's too bad because they should have go way earlier on the EVs and they didn't. But that's another story for another video. All right, that's the quick summary of the call. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll do many more in-depth videos about these topics in the coming days.